Hello everyone, VegasVic1965. This week's video is going to be a little tutorial on the Minecraft villager, the Librarian. If you've played with me, seen my play style, then you know I love working with villagers, and I'm going to give you everything that I use and all my tips and tricks to make it as easy as possible to get the books that you want at the prices you want. I have a few tips and tricks, and I go over both Bedrock and Java, so stick around and watch it to the end so you get all the information you need to make it as easy for you as possible for the Minecraft Librarian Villager. So without further ado, let's find out. Welcome back everyone, VegasVic1965. What you're looking at first, real quickly, is a trading hall design that I have. It holds 12 villagers. Now I can do a second floor to this and also put another 12. It really depends on your server because there are some servers that limit the amount of villagers that you can have within a certain area or a chunk. Otherwise, any more than that, and they'll start disappearing. But this one here, with 12 villagers, there should be no problem. There's one villager per stall, 6 stalls on each side. If you want to see something like that, let me know down in the comments. I'll be happy to show you the dimensions and how I built this. But first, I wanted to show you and tell you about the cycling procedures for the Librarian Villager. Now, on Bedrock, you guys know that you can cycle through those villagers, the Librarian Villagers, during the daytime. It is difficult to tell unless you have a data pack on what time of the day it is, but it is 2,000 ticks to 9,000 ticks, just like it is on Java. However, Java has a slight advantage as right now they can cycle through their villagers at any time of the day. And I'm going to show you that just like this. You can see it's already nighttime. So really, on Bedrock, we can't cycle through, but right now I'm going to show you that we can cycle through these villagers at nighttime on the Java side. So let me hop in here. Now I set this, the top half slab in here so he can't mess around and bother me while I'm sitting down at workstation. But then he's going to pick up that workstation. I can take a look and see if that trade is good. Lure 1 is not something I want. This is what you're going to do, and you're going to repeat this process each and every time until you find the book at the price that you want. Now, right now, I'm going to list up on the screen all the book levels and the price ranges that you can achieve without zombie conversions. These will be the best and worst prices that you can get, as you see on the screen right now, of those book prices that these guys will offer. Now, you're only going to be able to see the first book trade that they have. You won't be able to see the rest. But having 12 villagers will give you the opportunity to at least get 12 good ones at good prices until you do a zombie conversion. And I'll put a link, if I can, for that zombie villager conversion that I have down there to get those prices down to 1 emerald per book. It's a no redstone zombie villager conversion. It's extremely easy to use. Anybody can use it. So now he's picked up on that workstation again. He's got nothing in this one. Again, we're going to be looking for a book trade. Always want to make sure that you either have paper or you have emeralds that you can trade him. You have a limited amount of time before he will change his trade in here. So if you find a good trade in here, you better make that trade and lock him in on that first trade. Otherwise, if you go out and come back, he may have a different trade. So if you happen to get the best price on a mending book for 10 emeralds, that's one of the exceptions. It's a level 1 book that mending, the lowest price you can get without a zombie conversion, is going to be 10 emeralds. If you get that, you better be ready to trade him, or by the time you get back, he may change. And I know Frillioth and Bunnybon found that out, I want to say maybe about a month ago when they were cycling through. I was like, hurry. I was watching their stream on Twitch. They're a great couple of folks that I watch on Twitch. And they didn't make it back in time, and the trade had changed. So make sure, again, that you have either paper or you have emeralds, at least to do one trade so you can lock that trade in. You can always come back later and level him up. Now, he's got nothing here that I want. So let me break this block again, or workstation again, and I place it back down. And you notice, because of this half slab, he doesn't get in my way when I'm trying to cycle through him. Because it is a pain, they decide they go wherever they want to go. And you're going to get something like this every now and then, where it may do 2 or 3 times. But eventually, he'll go back to his book trades again, like this here, Feather Falling 3. Of course, we're looking for Feather Falling 4, so there's no sense in even taking that. I'll break that workstation. He'll lose the workstation, be back to a unemployed, drop it down again. And now we have cursive binding. Not sure why anybody would want that unless they're playing a joke on somebody. But anyway, that's how you're going to cycle through your trades. And again, on Java version, you can do this at any time of day for 1.16. And like I said, I got to repeat this over and over again. This may be something the devs had not intended, something wrong with the data string. So be careful at 1.17 hits. Make sure that you're not going to be cycling through these unless it's the hours of 2,000 ticks to 9,000 ticks. But test it out. They may leave it alone. They may fix it. We don't know. But for Java version, that's the advantage we have right now, is that we can cycle any time of the day. Getting back out here again, you're going to be, oops, got somebody after me. You're going to be looking at the sun. When the sun gets down to a certain point, they're going to stop. On the east side, when the sun does come up, you'll actually have an audible sound of them working at their workstations. So you'll know that is the time, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and they've begun their workday, and you can again start cycling on the Bedrock version. Java, of course, you know right now, we can cycle at any time of the day. Okay, the next part I want to talk about is, what if you make a mistake and you trade a villager? Anytime if you have a villager that you've already traded with him and you can't seem to figure out why he's not changing his trades, well, that's probably because you've already traded with him. And if you have, then you're stuck with whatever he happened to have had when you locked in that trade. Again, once you trade, and I've had a lot of people ask me this in my comments on my other videos, once you trade once with them, that is what their trades will be. You cannot change them. You cannot revert them back. So once you've done that, if for some reason that you would like to get rid of that villager, you don't want to sacrifice your reputation. I have a video out on reputation as well if you would like to watch on my channel, because once your reputation gets to minus 15 in that village, the iron golems will start attacking you. And there's an easier fix to get rid of that villager if you don't want him anymore. And that's just a matter of setting down a couple of rails, just like that. And then you'd set him in a minecart. And you'll set a block like right over here, and then jump in behind him and push him underneath that block. I like to call it sending him back to the factory. But you can call it whatever you want. I know it's killing these guys is not a great thing, but a lot of us have to, because if we have a villager that we no longer need, we need to get rid of them somehow. Some people will use lava. I figured a block is probably good enough. Like I said, it's kind of like sending them back to the factory, and because you don't want to just outright kill them, as some people have found in my reputation guide, and I've helped them along. You will lose reputation, and eventually these trades and the rest of them, once they start gossiping, the trades will go up. Your village reputation will go down, and that'll hurt you. Now, the way to fix that, you can watch my reputation video, of course, is to trade them. Another method is let's say, for example, that you want to move one villager to another stall for whatever reason, if you wanted to put them in a certain order. The best time to do that is going to be on night for either Bedrock or Java, and I'll explain why. Let me get rid of this. I'll set down a bed, and whatever villager we want to move, we'll just pick this one right over here that we were working on. He is going to now be able to pathfind to this bed and be able to come over here. You'll see green particles, and he'll eventually move over towards that bed. And once he's in that bed, you go right ahead and set your fence gate back down, and you can break this bed, and now he's over here. Now, I haven't traded with him. He's probably still trying to link up to this. And that's another thing I wanted to mention. If you see my trading here, why didn't anybody else pick up on that workstation? Well, that's because in order for these guys to pick up on a workstation on the Java version, they have to be able to pathfind to it. So if I set a workstation down over here for this guy, he is the only one that's going to pick up that workstation, because the rest of these guys can't get to it. That's not going to be the case for Bedrock. You never know who's going to pick up on that workstation, so be really careful. I believe that the devs on the Bedrock side are trying to fix that. It used to be a lot worse. There's a couple of videos that I've actually seen where they've claimed, and it's been a while, that they've claimed workstations miles away, or a bed miles away. The benefit to something like that is for the Bedrock Iron Golem farms, which I think they're still working out bugs in. But anyway, the only workstation they're going to accept, since there's fence gates here, is the one that they can pathfind to. So just remember that. That's why I had this configuration set up like this, so you can cycle through each and every villager as you like. No one else is going to accept that workstation, like I said, except the one where the villager's at with his workstation. Okay, well, one of the last things I want to mention here is to make this a quick video as fast as I can. If you notice, I have 3 blocks of airspace above them, then I have the ceiling. 1, 2, and 3. And the main reason for that, regardless of the type of trading hall you have, you want to make sure you have 3 blocks of airspace, and then, of course, your ceiling. And the reason for that is if you happen to get a thunderstorm and lightning strikes, and I know when 1.17 hits, we'll have the lightning rod we can set on top of our buildings. But just remember, if lightning does strike anywhere near that villager, or because you don't have either a high enough ceiling and have the space requirements, if lightning does strike a block near it, like for example this block here, if that was the ceiling height, then that villager plus surrounding villagers could turn into witches, totally ruining your farm. So please remember that. You want to make sure you have at least 3 blocks of airspace, and then of course your ceiling, if it is covered. If you're on the outside, if you're underground, no big deal. Again, I want to go over this really quickly. Make sure that when you're about ready to trade your villager, you found a trade that you like and you want to lock them in, make sure you have emeralds or paper to trade these guys so you can lock them. You just need one. One trade will lock in that trade. So if you do get that feather falling 4 for the lowest price or sharpness 5 for the lowest price, you don't want to waste time and end up trying to go get the materials you need, come back and find out you lost that trade. He switched around. So just have that paper or emeralds ready to go. Well, that's going to about do it for me. Hopefully this video is quick and hopefully it helps you with your Minecraft world. If you like that video, click the like button. If you want to subscribe for my past and future videos, click that subscribe button. It really helps me and lets me know that I provide great quality content for you each and every week. I make videos every Wednesday, have them edited and out by Thursday morning at 5 a.m. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Until next week's video, we'll see you then. Bye.